Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Mass. This is round one of the ELD Legacy Open featuring Arnie on Blue Red Delver, Matt on the Epic Gamble. Matt on a Mulda 5 has his work cut out for him here as he's up against one of the most consistent decks in the format. Dragon Rage Channeler leading things off for Arnie. That's going to give him not only a clock, but card selection, which it's not quite card advantage, but it's really close. We have Rite of Flame and Bergie. Burning a Rite of Flame to play around Days. Actually don't love that. I think you just got to save the Rite of Flame for an untap. If he has the Days, you're on a Mulda 5. Guess we'll see what else he has in his hand. Rainstorm into Lightning Bolt. Oh, brutal. Everything is just completely unraveled now. Matt is down 2 cards. Lost the Rite of Flame and the Bergie to the Unlimited Lightning Bolt on Arnie's side of the table. Is absolutely brutal. Passing the turn. His mana base not doing him any favors here, as Ancient Tomb is going to also have him slowly bleeding out life points, but Murktide Regent will likely just make this quick. Does make the Dragon Rage Channeler smaller, but it should be a couple of swings and it'll be over. Thinking about pre-combat effects. What's a Chain Lightning in the graveyard? Just looking for permission. Pretty comfortable sitting on, Force of Will, Days, anything like that. From here. Lightning Bolt upstairs. So that Chain Lightning, it doesn't really matter. This is quite bad. Possible if he could have fired off a pair of burn spells that would have shut off this Ancient Tomb, but simply didn't have the mana to do that. Matt trying to make something work here. He moves all in on a front side Echo, and there is a Daze to stop it. So countered. Goes to the graveyard. Could flash it back if he wasn't dead on following turns, but just way too much damage on the other side of the board. Blue-Red Delver really does close out games now thanks to Murktide. Card is just so undercosted. Typically, you're looking at least a 6/6 flyer for 2. It can just get bigger as you're doing other cards from the graveyard. Echo of Aeons, really an interesting card that we get to play with in Legacy. It's, in a lot of ways, it's better than Time Twister. Get to use it along with Lion's Eye Diamond. You're actually casting it for 6. It's going into the graveyard, so you'll be able to flash it back. You're basically getting a 7 plus an 8th card as a Time Twister ready to go. It's kind of the best case scenarios if you ever do get in that situation where you're front siding an Echo and able to draw 7 and then play a bunch more and then flash it back from the graveyard. It is incredibly powerful. The Epic Gamble has some lines that are really a lot of fun to play. Unlike most other decks, this is vintage power level. Quite a bit. Mulling here. Down to just 4. Not ideal. Deck can mulligan pretty well, though. Largely thanks to Echo of Aeons. Have LED Echo and get right back into it. 2, Storm 3. That looks like where we're at. Yeah, Echo. Here we go. So Daze stopped the last one. Will not be able to interact with this one. Arnie hasn't even had a land drop yet. Lion's Eye Diamond. Kind of like Legacy's Black Lotus in a way. I mean, it's not omnipresent like Lotus is in Vintage, but in terms of power level, I mean, it is incredibly, incredibly powerful. Discarding Echo. Of course, you can respond to your own tutors with sacrificing your Lion's Eye Diamond as well. Getting a ton of mana. We are seeing Empty the Warrens imprinted. Likely means we have another empty in hand. Overmaster. See that foil swoosh on it. And empty the Warrens. So we have like 14 goblins. I think it's 16 goblins. Yeah, it should be 16. There were 3 spells, Echo. Oh, he's just scooping it up. Empty the Warrens versus Blue-Red Delver. If they don't have an answer to it, it's going to get them. I mean, it's not like they can throw enough bodies in front. They don't have Batter Skull, like a Stone Blade package can potentially get a Batter Skull in front of some Goblin tokens and really cause some problems because you're gaining so much life. 8 life a turn, attacking. I mean, it can become a real problem for the empty plan when you're up against Stoneforge Mystic. But here, they pretty much have to have some type of sweeper. You just get End the Festivities, which is an upgrade to the previous sweeper. It actually pings Planeswalkers as well, which is nice. Awful lot for 1 mana. Ancient Tomb again for Matt. Chrome Mox. Rite of Flame being imprinted on it. One of the better uses for the card. I'm actually not a big fan of Rite of Flame, but kind of a necessary evil. Or playing a mono red combo deck, or I guess it's red-blue. The blue's real light. It's really just for Echo. Oh, and he's got the End the Festivities. That is brutal. End the Festivities does exactly that. Ends all of Matt's fun. 1 damage to each opponent, each creature and planeswalker they control. Absolutely. Oh, he's got Meltdown too. I'm still reeling from the End the Festivities. Meltdown takes out the rest of the board. This is brutal. Matt just lost a really solid start in terms of Empty the Warrens, but then lost the rest of his mana base, and now Wasteland leaves him with no permanence. I do not know what Matt did to Arnie, but this is totally uncalled for. Absolutely brutal. No permanence. Facing down. It's like a new Delver. Is that what that is? That might be the new art for Delver. Wow. That is the stuff of nightmares right there. Just an absolute mauling here in Game 3. Nothing to do. No permanence in play. Getting beaten down. 2 at a time. I mean, it could be 6 more turns like this. Well, there's an LED in hand. That's actually pretty spicy. LED could turn into reloading with Echo. Well, Force of Will probably means that's not going to happen now. And get the new curse. Let me know in the comments what the name of that one is. I continually run out of stock of this card. Matt plays a spell. He's going to be taking 1d6 damage, I believe. Got 1 more turn. It's going to be pretty tough. Yeah, plays a pair of LEDs, but the curse stops Matt from being able to mount a comeback. And an absolute, and that's going to be one of the more brutal game threes that we've seen here on the channel. Blue Red Delver looking scary.